Department of the City. Good morning, everyone. It's good to see you all again. Thank you very much for coming this morning and having us give you sort of an overview and update on the downtown visioning process. I thought this morning we were going to be sharing with you some future scenarios on the downtown, but we're still, with the consultant team, still taking a look and revising those scenarios based on the feedback that we got from the City Council at their meeting on August the 22nd. So that's still in the works. One of the major things that the City Council directed was that we come up with a fourth scenario that is sort of an outside the box thinking. So we've got some ideas. Maybe at the end of the presentation this morning, you can share some more ideas of things you might suggest or like to see in the scenario. So we wanted to, again, give you a kind of a brief update of what we've done so far, where we're at today, what the direction was from the City Council, and then the next steps in the process and what we're hoping to do from this point until we get before the Council with an actual vision document in early 2019. And I'm here this morning with Debbie Rudd with the RRM Design Group. She is the consultant that has been working on the project and has been helping me, along with David Javid and Bill Lee, who have been providing a lot of helpful insight and information that we've used to go out into the community and get the feedback and the input from the citizens that we need to do and need to collect in order to make this a successful endeavor. So with that, we'll move into the presentation. I've gone over introductions already. Just a brief.
I'm wondering, have you already? I'm wondering if you'd be interested in knowing a little bit more about the team. Since it's just the two of us here today, but we do. Our team is RRM Design Group. RRM is an multidisciplinary firm, so we have architects, landscape architects, urban designers, planners, engineers all under one roof. And what the benefit of that is, when we tackle a project like this, we pull in the different expertise so that our plans are realistic and buildable. We have, we're working closely with our architecture department to look at the three-dimensionality and the 3D and really study now, even in the early visioning side, how standards will ultimately be recommended way down in the specific plan side of things. We do a lot of work for developers, but we do an equal amount of work for cities. And we get hired by cities to do downtown specific plans, downtown visioning, corridor plans. And so this is right in the sweet spot of what we love to do, working with downtowns and envisioning downtowns and creating standards. We also have a section who just does zoning codes, so we understand how that part is implemented as well. It's nice to have an architect who understands real development and understands current development and how things are changing in the commercial world and in the building. So we have our architects on team. We have Bill Lee, who, when we decided who should team with us on the economic side of this project, we like working with Bill because he focuses a lot of his economics on downtown and on downtowns in the Bay Area. So I'm really excited. He's been very helpful on the project so far, and he is doing his magic now, hand in hand with us, to create these three visions. And then we have David Javid. We brought David on because we wanted somebody who would just be focusing on the outreach. And David has done this all over the state. David used to be with RRM at one point, and we teamed on a lot of projects together. So he's really been spearheading the public outreach. And John and staff, and probably a lot because of your group, have authorized a nice, robust public outreach process so we can get a lot of community feedback. And we feel like the first portion of this community feedback has been very successful. We've gotten so much response from the community and a good cross-section of the community as well.
So we want to just quickly go over the economic stack strategies that Bill Lee developed that was done early in the process. Go over the community engagement efforts, provide a summary of the key outcomes, give you an update on the vision scenarios, and then go into the next steps. David and I will be going back and forth on the presentation. Here is the timeline. We met our council goal of getting in front of the council in August with the three scenarios. We Had that meeting, we got their feedback, so now we're moving into the preparation of those final scenarios. And the goal there is to get those scenarios out to the community and hopefully another meeting with the Community Coalition. But I think what we're really trying to accomplish in the future is one large community workshop where we have a lot of people gathered in a large space and give an opportunity for everyone that wants to be involved in this process, an opportunity to share ideas and provide feedback that we can use to develop the final vision document. There's a lot of information. If you watch the City Council meeting on August the 22nd and watch the tape, there's a lot of information that needs to be described in the various scenarios. And having these large workshop meetings, I think, will be very helpful in getting that information out there into the community and helping people decide what scenario, what elements of the various scenarios is going to be best for shaping the ultimate vision of the downtown. The other thing I really want to emphasize with everyone, and I tried to do this with the City Council, is that these scenarios are not the vision for downtown Los Altos. They are simply a tool to help us arrive at a vision. So we've crafted these in a way so that people can look at them and say, I like this element of the vision or the scenario, or I like that element of the scenario, or maybe they'll like just one scenario in particular. That's what we think the downtown Los Altos should evolve into at some point in the future. So look at these, with that mindset that this is a tool. It's good to hear feedback from people on things that they like or don't like. That's what we're hoping to enlist from folks and hear from people as they look at these scenarios. But again, it's a tool to help all of us decide what the vision for the downtown is ultimately going to be. The process so far, we've done a lot of background reports and studies. The economic analysis was one of the early studies that has been done. We've had a lot of community meetings. There's been a lot of workshops and one-on-one meetings with stakeholders in the downtown, both property owners, decision makers, and business owners that have helped get us that really solid background information, really helped form a lot of what we did in terms of the outreach effort, who we should go out and talk to, who we should meet with, and where we should hold the community workshops and the pop-up workshops. We did the community questionnaire, and I'll provide a little bit more information about that in a little bit. And all of this information is funneled into the 3 scenarios that we presented to the City Council on the 22nd, and then the feedback from the council at that meeting will be used to further define and refine the scenarios. Economic Vitality report by Bill Lee. He came up with 7 recommendations. First one is to, and this kind of goes to the vibrancy or the vitality of the downtown. What mix of businesses do you want to see in the downtown? How do you look at adjusting the policies in the downtown to make sure that you have good vibrancy and vitality? He thought that permitting of fitness uses or personal service uses in select locations in the downtown would be appropriate. He thought we should go back and overhaul our parking standards, and we're now in the process of reviewing that. And Debbie provided me with the name of a good parking consultant, and we're going to be taking a look at the parking committee's recommendations and moving those forward to the Planning and Transportation Commission and the City Council on. Move forward with a new downtown live theater. I snuck the word live theater in there yesterday. We had theater, a movie theater, but the community wanted that, but there was just a feeling that given that there's a movie theater in some other communities right next door to us, maybe it wouldn't be something that would be all that successful in our downtown. Preservation of buildings, landmarks of historic importance in the downtown was the key element of the economic strategy. The addition of public spaces or facilities that enhance the sense of place was something that's been recommended. Permission of 3-story buildings in certain portions of the downtown. And we have some slides that we'll show you in a little bit that show where we kind of recommended those be located. And then institute downtown design review. Summary of our community engagement efforts. We've been out there meeting with lots of people over the past few months. Started off with a kickoff meeting, I think that was back in April, at the Veterans Plaza in the downtown, an evening meeting. Had stakeholder meetings, one-on-one interviews, again, with a lot of property owners and business owners in the downtown, and decision makers and people that have expressed an interest in seeing a successful visioning effort. There was a kickoff event in the workshop. We attended the Junior Olympics at the high school. That was a good opportunity to really engage some younger folks and people that we don't really hear from in the planning realm, because face it, they have a lot better things to do when attend planning commission meetings. There's a lot of interesting things that they're involved in. But we did get a lot of interesting feedback from those groups. It was an opportunity to not only talk to the children, the parents of the children at that event. It was kind of enlightening and good to see their feedback and what they were envisioning for the downtown. The farmers market, we were there, also had a workshop at the main library, and then we went to the south end of Los Altos and had a workshop at Grant Park. It was just a walk-in workshop where people could, at their leisure, come in and share what they felt was appropriate for the downtown. And there were a number of exercises. You can see some of those up on the pictures on the right-hand side that we asked people to participate in, things that they would like to see, the level of vibrancy or quietness that they like to see in the downtown. Attended a number of PTA meetings, went to evening meetings and early morning meetings, and I wish we'd maybe gotten to that a little earlier in the process to get the school children a little bit more involved. I know the high school had a real interest in participating, but just the timing didn't quite work out real well. But I'm hoping with these visioning scenarios, we'll be able to enlist them and get more feedback from them. And then there were community and committee meetings. We went to a number of committee meetings and commission meetings here at the city. The community questionnaire. This is a questionnaire that we invited everyone in these, at least every address in the city of Los Altos to attend. Even if you own property in Los Altos but didn't live in Los Altos, you got a postcard letting you know that there was this online questionnaire that you could participate in. And I remember having conversations with our city clerk and city manager and saying, it would be really good if we got 300 to 400 people to participate in the survey. Well, we got over 1,500 people that participated in the survey. And it wasn't just an online survey. We made available a paper survey as well. If people didn't have online capability, we would either mail them or send them the survey so that they could fill it out and turn it into us. And we got a lot of really, really good responses. And I think that 1,500 number is indicative of the interest that the community has in the downtown and the support it has for developing a vision plan.
John, just one quick question.
Sure.
How many paper surveys did you get, roughly?
I think there was around 75 members because we were
So
numbering each one. So, yeah.
Not very many. In comparison, we do these in many communities, and communities double or triple the size of Los Altos, we usually get 400 surveys. And communities, we just did one in the community of San Luis Obispo, and also larger than Los Altos population, still 400. We got around 400 again. So it seems to be, this is just a really good response. And a lot of it probably has to do with taking that extra step of doing the flyer and the mailer to and having such great organizations like yours that are reaching out and helping get the word out.
And we were even going out, the community billboards that you see at grocery stores. I think there's one at Trader Joe's and Whole Foods. We were putting notices on those, letting as many people as possible know, hey, there's an opportunity here to participate. So I think that was worth the effort. The results were worth the effort.
Just out of curiosity, how much in total did that, the whole process of sending out the postcards add to the project costs?
It was about $6,000 for the mailing in total. So, and then the actual survey results, that was all kind of nominal.
There's a way to do it that was less, and so we took this process. It's called Every Door Direct, and it's a U.S. Postal Service, but you don't have to pay postage, full postage, or even bulk rate. It's cheaper than bulk rate postage to get this to Every Door Direct. So it's something that we're using in all the communities now to keep that price down.
It's about 2% of the overall project costs. And just the direct project costs from the consultant. So, not a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a lot, but worth the effort. Respondents by neighbor.